Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
And this is Travis.
And we got another pretty good show going for you guys here today. We have yet another interview later on. We're going to be interviewing Scott Bruce of the brand new XWA Indy promotion here in Houston. Mm-hmm. We got a pay-per-view coming up this weekend, Elimination Chamber. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Right now it's a pretty good time to be a wrestling fan. Don't you think so, Travis?
I think so.
Now, I think that probably depends on what kind of wrestling you're talking about. Talking about pro wrestling, yes. But if you're talking about amateur wrestling, 'tis a dark day indeed.
Yes, or will be in
2020?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but today was the big announcement that what do they call it? The IOC?
Yeah.
International Olympic Committee? Is that what it is?
I think, yeah.
Something like that. The Olympics decided that they were going to do away with wrestling as an Olympic sport. WTF.
WTF. Yes.
That's one of the original Olympic sports.
Yeah, you would think if they're going to get rid of anything, it would be some of the more modern contemporary sports.
Yeah, like badminton or something.
Yeah.
You think you
table tennis?
Well, no, table tennis could get competitive. But I don't know. There's like some of the horse, the horse dancing stupid crap. Like that's not even a human. That's a freaking horse. And
yeah, stupid horses, get out of here.
I mean, that's not a sport. So, but wrestling, dude, that's really crazy.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks. But can you see it from their perspective?
No, I can't. I've tried to all day long. I've really tried to. Like, what do they gain from getting rid of wrestling and not?
I don't know what goes into the selection process.
Yeah,
but name me 5 amateur wrestlers that have competed in the Olympics recently. Last Olympics just came through. Who watches the Olympics for wrestling?
You know what? I mean, okay, you kind of put me on the spot there with name the wrestlers, but to be honest, I can't name, like, anybody outside of, like, that Phelps guy. I don't even know what his first name is. I mean, Michael? Okay, Michael Phelps. All right, yeah.
I would have guessed that Phelps guy, too.
Yeah, that Phelps guy. And, like, dude, gymnast chicks, like, I don't even know what most of their names are, except for the Maroney chick. And the only reason why I remember her name is because of the little, she's not impressed, CM Punk not impressed smile that she did.
Because it had to incorporate it with wrestling.
But that doesn't mean that I don't watch any of the other Olympic sports, the track and the,
But do you watch the wrestling one?
Yes, I do. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like appointment viewing, but to me, nothing on the Olympics is appointment viewing. It's like, oh, the Olympics are on this year. Okay, great. What's on there? Oh, track and field and, this hurdling and dash and whatever. Oh, wrestling. Oh, cool. Wrestling. And I'll watch it and I'll be interested. And I'll probably be interested more so in wrestling than anything else. But I don't think that's one of the ones that you would want to get rid of. Like, I'd probably be more interested in wrestling than I would volleyball or badminton,
It is funny that beach volleyball is an Olympic sport.
Yeah, beach volleyball. Yeah, like, that's just a 2-minute.
The only thing is, I get more upset the fact that it's an original Olympic sport.
Yeah,
that I don't understand. I don't understand if they have to cut. Is it a time thing or a number of competitions thing that they're reason to cut it in the first place?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what the reasoning is. And I'm not saying that, like, sarcastically, like, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. No, I really don't know what they're actually thinking.
I don't know. I don't know that much into the, like I said, the process of anything to do, so.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's so many lame sports that are in the Olympics that aren't as time-honored and aren't as serious, I guess you could say, as wrestling.
Right.
I think wrestling's like, okay, that's a real Olympic sport.
Right. Yeah, and that's what's getting me upset. I'm sure that's what's getting a lot of people upset about it, other than the fact that it's wrestling and it's going away. But
yeah. So I don't know. But you know who else was really pissed off about it?
Who's that?
Del Rio. Did you see all of Del Rio's tweets today?
No, I wasn't going to say Del Rio. I was going to say Kurt Angle.
Angle was upset about it. Del Rio, I saw MVP throw out a lot of tweets about it. Yeah. Did you see the one about Sheik, Iron Sheik?
I know he's on TMZ.
Yeah, he was on TMZ for what he said. He said some pretty outrageous things.
Everything he says is outrageous.
Everything is. Yeah. So there's a lot of the wrestling world, the pro wrestling world, is upset about this, which rightfully so. I mean, I
think out of everybody, I think it's Kurt Angle. He has the most legitimate beef about that, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, because he was an Olympic gold medalist, but I would definitely support him and that side. And if I saw that there was a couple of petitions already going around already, this is day one, and there's already petitions going around, and I haven't got a chance to sign it, but I will sign it.
Well, the Olympics, I mean, it's not just a U.S. thing; it's a worldwide thing. So this affects not just the U.S. I mean, or us locally, just everybody.
Yeah.
So, but you saw the thing with TNA with the little message that Dixie posted up there?
Yeah. They mentioned, like, WWE in there. It's like, we're going to support this and that and blah, blah, blah. And we hope to get the help of WWE.
I saw a joke on there that, Vince just bought out the IOC. Yeah. That's why they're canceling it. No more competition.
Well, I mean, kudos for TNA to step up and be the first ones, I guess you could say, to go out on day one and say, hey, we're going to support getting Olympics, or getting wrestling back into the Olympics. I gotta admire him for that. And that's going to tie into something else that TNA did, but we're going to talk about that towards the end of the show. Okay? So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But is that enough Olympic wrestling talk?
I think so.
Okay. That probably may have been a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's get into the pro wrestling.
You mean the real stuff?
Yeah, the real fake stuff. Yeah, the stuff that we, like. The one where we can actually name the competitors. All right, let's start off with some WWE talk. We have Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and we had the go-home week.
It's going on right now.
Oh, it's going on right now. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We're in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
Because we record on Tuesdays. Right.
Happy Mardi Gras, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to...
whatever.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo. Let's start off with Raw.
Look at what's the start of Raw now.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Okay. What do you think about the Rock Storytime segment?
The Rock and Crackhead story?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was entertaining.
Was it?
It is, I guess. It's The Rock.
I kept waiting for The Rock to get to the point of that Crackhead story. Like, I don't understand why he was telling the story, other than maybe he was just trying to get a couple of cheap laughs.
Well, yeah.
But I didn't even get to, like, the punchline. At least for me, anyway. Like, I know it was like, I bought this from a crackhead. I was 15 years old, and there's a crackhead in there. Like, that's a funny story. But right. I don't know if that was, like, why was that relevant to him having a match with CM Punk? Like, what was going on there?
Yeah, for the last promo on Raw, we got a pay-per-view coming up against CM Punk. I don't know if that was the right place for it.
Yeah.
But it's The Rock.
You know what? You're right. And as this has been going on, and for the last month, I've been starting to lean a little bit more towards being in the center of what's been polarizing the IWC. Right now, there's people that are like, I hate The Rock. I can't believe that this is going on. This is stupid, whatever. And they're like, pro CM Punk, all the way.
Punk can do no wrong.
Yeah, Punk can do no wrong. Yeah. And then there's other people that are going the complete opposite way, where it's like, this is The Rock, and he's the best guy ever, blah, blah, blah. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, because I do like The Rock. I liked The Rock in the Attitude Era. He was one of my favorites. This guy could always cut, like, the best freaking promos. And here we are in this day and age, and he's back. Why the hell do I not like him?
I don't think it's the fact that you don't like him. It's like, now that he's back, everybody wanted him back, so now that he's back, it's like, okay, he's back. We got what we wanted.
And then...
Yeah.
But everyone just we did it now let's shit all over him.
Yeah, it's like he's here but we don't want you to take the title from Punk.
It feels like the sentiment is that he's finally back. I don't care anymore. You know,
it's not that you hate him; it's just you don't care.
And and the sentiment was like 5 years ago. Oh man, The Rock really should come back. We really miss him. Blah blah blah. 7 years ago. Hey, The Rock just did a couple of movies, but he'll be back here pretty soon. It's already been a couple of years, but come on, it's The Rock.
Right.
So we've had this feeling for a long time, and if I may, I'm going to throw out an analogy out there.
Oh, no.
You ever get, hungry, and, like you miss breakfast or something. It's like, oh man, I miss breakfast, and I'm pretty hungry. And then lunchtime rolls around, and it's like, dude, I'm starving. I need to eat something. And for whatever reason, you're having a busy day, whatever, you don't eat lunch, and you're, raging because you're, so mad. It's like, oh, man, I need to freaking eat. And then you still don't eat all the way up until, dinner. And then by that time, it's like, I was really, really starving, and I was really, really hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day, but I'm just, not hungry anymore. That's kind of how I feel like what's going on with The Rock. He left at the very beginning. It's like, oh man, I miss The Rock. He should be back. And then 5 years ago, oh my god, where's The Rock? And I was like, oh yeah, The Rock, he's back. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's like this. Before he started coming back, when you do those one-off appearances, as a surprise appearance, whatever, the place will blow up for him, How many more times can you have surprise appearances and, how many more times can you expect that big pop? For him.
Yeah.
Before people are like, okay, it's The Rock.
It's The Rock. The guy who's the champ, who should be on TV every week, who should be,
But he wasn't there the previous week.
Right, he wasn't there the previous week. I don't know. But, I mean, taking all that aside, I think this promo wasn't all that good.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about a promo, weren't we?
This particular promo on this particular Raw, where he was talking about this crackhead, I felt like it never got to that point where there was that moment. Was
the crackhead Jeff Jarrett?
No, it wasn't Jeff Jarrett. Okay. Yeah. That was the other thing too. The biggest thing to come out of there was that he mentioned Jeff Jarrett. And even then I was like, oh, haha, he mentioned Jeff Jarrett, whatever. Right. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. But
I didn't either.
People were making it into a really big deal. And the most thing that I thought about it was, Vince is probably going to yell at him because he mentioned a TNA wrestler. That's it. But it's The Rock. He's not going to really get in trouble. So, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But that was, something that the IWC was like, oh my god, Jeff Jarrett.
Well, because the IWC, they have to take one little thing and then blow it with a hell of a proportion.
That's true. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Punk's and Heyman's promo from earlier in the night.
The bromance?
Yes. I saw a lot of people saying that segment didn't have a point. Much like how The Rock's crackhead promo didn't have a point. People were saying, well why? Like the Rock lovers. I don't want to say lovers, but the people that are pro-Rock right now. Okay?
The Rock lovers.
The Rock lovers. Whatever you want to call them.
You won't call them, I will.
They were like, oh, so you're shitting all over The Rock because it doesn't have a point, but earlier in Raw when Punk and Heyman had a promo where nothing really happened, where there was no point, and you ate it up and you thought it was great. Well, I disagree with that because there was a point, but the way that they executed it was poorly done. The point was, and this could have been a actual story mechanic where they had Heyman quit, they thought he was going to be gone, and then later, and this is the where it all hinges. Either later that night, in a different segment, or on the pay-per-view, that's when Punk convinces Heyman to, hey man, you don't need to be doing this, you don't need to quit, you should be with me, and it's gonna be okay. And then they had the bromance moment where he was back. I could see where people would say it didn't have a point because, hey, I quit. No, you shouldn't quit. Okay, I'm not quitting. It was that quitting lasted a whole 2 minutes. Yeah. But if they had dragged that out a little bit more, then it would have been oh man, he quit. What's going to happen at the pay-per-view? Heyman's not going to be there. And then And then at the pay-per-view, they could have... So there could have been a point. There could have been a storyline joint right there. But it was cut short. Yeah. So...
I don't
know.
When I was watching it, I didn't really think about, dragging it out or anything. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it could have been done on SmackDown or something. The show right before the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Something like that, But I thought it was interesting that they were doing a story based, if you want to say, based on emotion, I guess. For two heels. And they played it interesting. They played it really. That was like drama right there. That was something you wouldn't normally see from two heels, but they play it. Cut what you said a few weeks ago. He bases it solely in reality.
Yeah, and
that promo storyline that was grounded in reality. These two guys, a friend, Paul Heyman. He's like, hey, I'm about to get in some serious shit with Vince McMahon. I don't want this to affect you and during your big matches you're gonna have with The Rock. So I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be the big friend here. I'm just gonna step to the side. I'm gonna get out of your hair and everything, so you don't have any distractions.
Yeah,
I was like, that's what a true friend would do. Something noble.
Yeah,
and for two heels to be doing that and to cut it off so realistically, I thought that was good. So that's why I was more focused on that part of it. I wasn't really focusing on they should have split it up and did different,
Yeah.
But this is me.
But I mean, the fact that all that did happen in the one segment,
that
kind of made the whole segment, quote unquote, pointless.
I could see how that could be the point of view of that.
Now, another thing that I had about that segment is that Punk and Heyman are still insisting that wasn't Heyman in the video and that wasn't the Shield.
That is what's making this awesome.
No, I disagree. I don't think that's making it awesome. It's like, at this point, it's like, okay, come on, guys. Like, seriously, like, let's... You're supposed to be based on reality. I like that they're
sticking with it. It's George Costanza, man.
Maybe for... I don't know, like... Now that it's just so obvious.
No. This is why it works.
That's why it works.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that because that really irks me. It's like, all right, guys, you've already
Paul Heyman doesn't. He believes himself so much. He has so much conviction when he says it wasn't him. If you didn't see the footage, you think, man, even seeing the footage, you're like, maybe it wasn't him.
Okay, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
Yeah, well.
But I do think Heyman did a better job at his promo than The Rock did at his. The Rock wasn't even really The Rock. He was just some guy telling a story.
Yeah, Rock knows he can kind of come in, tell a cute little story or whatever, and have him eaten out of the palm of his hand.
I don't even think he had everybody eaten out of the palm of his hand there. I mean, yeah, there were some people there, and the Nashville crowd, they were hot that night. They were really hot that night. And they were kind of playing along, but at the same time, I feel like it just fell flat. I think the actual performance job by Heyman was better than the performance job that...
Well, I've been saying
that Rock did.
I don't know, what Heyman's been drinking or something lately, but his performance is... Ever since he came up with Punk, ever since, late last year, I mean, he's been on top of his game.
Yeah.
I think even when he was, even before that, when he was getting into little promos with Stephanie and, Triple H, you remember that?
Yeah.
That was some really good stuff, too. And he's been kind of on track, ever since then, really.
Yeah.
Even when he's not talking, when Punk was talking, he was in the back there holding the title up and just kind of doing little mannerisms and stuff in the background when Punk's talking, little, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he really does pay attention to the detail a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something I could really appreciate.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and table that for now and move on to something else from Raw. I want to talk about the second week in a row where we have an awesome Jericho match. Jericho versus D-Bry.
You sound surprised.
No, I'm not surprised that Jericho had a good match.
Okay.
I'm surprised that WWE booked him in a way to where he had the opportunity to have an awesome match. Last week, Jericho and Punk. This week, Jericho and D-Bry.
Right.
I wasn't really expecting anybody.
Two good matches back to back.
Yeah, 2 good matches back to back. Not because I don't believe in the competitors' abilities. No, it's because I didn't believe that they were going to allow the opportunity there for that type of caliber match to happen.
Okay.
And man, was that a damn good match?
Yeah, it was.
I am going to say that is a match of the week candidate.
I'll concur.
Okay, there we go. We officially have our first match of the week candidate: Y2J versus D-Bry on Raw. One thing that I want to highlight from that match that I thought was really cool was when Jericho had on the Lion Tamer. Oh, Cole called it the Lion Tamer. Yeah. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he had...
Of course, he didn't do it like a Lion Tamer.
Right.
He did his Boston Crab.
Right.
But still, he did...
Still, they were calling it that. So that's a good thing. I was going to say is, he had D-Bry and Lion Tamer. D-Bry countered it out by going back through his legs, which that was really cool, the way he countered it. And then he kind of held on in Jericho's arm and tried to slap on the no-lock.
Right, yeah.
That got countered back into another Lion Tamer.
Right.
Then that got countered into like this, we're going to stand up and I'm going to roll this way and you're going to roll that way. Oh no, bam! Kick to the head.
Yeah.
That was an awesome exchange of moves right there. That was really good. I really like that.
Oh yeah, I agree. What can you say other than that? That was just an awesome match.
Yeah. I can't say anything else. That's all you can say.
They left us speechless.
All right. Well, from a really great part of Raw, let's get to a WTF moment of Raw.
Okay. I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, the racist comments from Swagger's new manager, and I don't know if we want to call him new manager because this guy's. Nothing about this guy says new.
I'll admit, whenever I saw him come out, I said, it's Dutch Mantel. And,
who the hell is this guy?
I'll explain it to you later.
Okay.
But he was walking in there, and then Cole started freaking out. Oh, okay, you know who that is? And this, and...
it's Mike Knox! Yeah. Oh my god! It's Luke Gallows!
So, and they kept, calling his name, like Zeb... whatever, Coulter or whatever, but they kept saying it over and over again. It's like, I knew in my head, this is Dutch, but they kept calling this other guy. I was like, am I wrong? I'm not wrong, but they just kept referring to this other guy.
As a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to know him already. Which nobody knows who he is.
I honestly don't know who the dude is. Like, I just kept seeing the name all over Twitter. Oh, Dutch whatever. Yeah. Like, who the hell is this Dutch oven guy? Like, why am I supposed to know him? Like, I have no idea who this guy is. Professor, inform me.
Oh, jeez. Old NWA, WCW guy.
Okay.
Before Turner.
Was he a wrestler or just manager?
Yeah, wrestler. Well, yeah, he was a wrestler.
Okay.
He went into... he was manager for a while, commentator in WCW for a little while. He's more just an old school wrestler.
Okay. Was he racist back then? Was that his gimmick?
He was in the old NWA, so I'm going to say yes.
All right.
Dirty South.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at first I really thought that was Skinner, but I was like, that's not Skinner.
No,
Who the hell is this guy? Like, I thought it was Skinner and he just gained a bunch of weight and got old. But I was like, no, he's a little bit too short to be Skinner. Like, who the F is this dude? Oh, it's Dutch Mandel. That's supposed to ring a bell? Like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, just old, cowboy gimmick wrestler.
Okay.
Maybe kind of sort of like Blackjack, kind of sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right.
That's all the background you pretty much need to know. Yeah.
All right. So they're going with a
and he's racist apparently.
He's racist. They want to get rid of the Mexicans. So that's great. I guess that means
that's great.
I guess that means he's going to be feuding with Del Rio?
I don't know. Okay, and this is what I'm glad you just mentioned that because I'm starting to get confused about the direction they're going with Swagger.
Okay.
He comes back. We know he didn't really get repackaged, and he's always the All-American, whatever.
Right.
And now, I think I've heard the announcer say it a couple times, Real American Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
So, they're still keeping the American gimmick. He renamed the Ankle Lock the Patriot Act, whatever. But now he's against America? Or he loves his country, But he doesn't like the direction, or he doesn't like the fact that there's other cultures, races in here. I don't know what he's complaining about. I don't know, but we mentioned this was a built-in feud ready to go with Cesaro,
right?
But now it's in a weird way. It's kind of like he's got the same, in a different point of view, because kind of the same thing as Cesaro.
Yeah. It's like I'm in America, but
he likes America. But he hates what it's all become.
Yeah.
Or hates Americans.
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know where... Maybe he'll form a tag team with Cesaro?
I don't know.
But I mean, this guy is like going to be way too racist to like, oh, you're going to get with that dirty Euro? Like,
yeah.
So, I don't know. But I think that the built-in feud now is with Del Rio. Yeah, that's the built-in feud, because... It's like, we need to get rid of the Mexicans. Well, here's a Mexican who's a face right here. So maybe that's where they're going. I don't know. Or maybe they're just going to have 3 separate racist people feuding with people that have nothing to do with racism at all. Like, you're going to have Cesaro and The Miz.
But it wasn't directed at any particular wrestler.
Yeah, it's just
just racist.
Yeah, it's just being racist just for the sake of being racist. What's wrong with that?
I'm not answering that question.
But, alright. Whatever. WTF.
Yeah, definitely.
WTF. Let's just see where this goes.
That's not PG.
Yeah, that's not PG. Alright, we're going to keep Raw brief here. That's all we're going to talk about for Raw. Let's move on to one little note from SmackDown. We had the Big Show promo. What do you think about that, Trev?
I thought he was making some good points, actually.
You were agreeing with him there.
Yeah.
No, I was too.
Yeah. It's kind of, what did that say, that you side with the heel?
I don't know. I mean, I guess
so the heel makes the heel's making valid points about how he's being treated.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's not the first time that's happened. I mean, that's happened with Punk a couple of times, and I don't know. There's something about sometimes you want the heel to always be wrong, but sometimes even when they're right, people still boo them anyway just because they're a heel. But I'm like, no, that guy's got a point.
Yeah, and that's what happened this time.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, that was the good part of it, but then it kind of went downhill from there as far as Big Show goes. I know a lot of people were talking about how, I don't know, it got kind of cartoony and kind of...
Big Show's been getting a little cartoony here and there.
But I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Because he's just knocking people out,
Yeah.
The thing... Well, going back to Raw, when Striker...
knocked out Striker?
That was hilarious.
It's like, hello, Big Show, I have a couple of... Boom! No, you don't. Not no more.
I was laughing my ass off on that one.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But anyway, going on with SmackDown, the whole thing with him and Del Rio was he bought off his little truck driver, whatever, his bus driver. They stole his tires, dumped paint all over him, and I don't know.
Why orange paint?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I understand. Oh, you're going to ruin the paint job, but why orange? Like, wouldn't it have made more sense if it was like red, white, or green?
Maybe they mixed it all together. They got orange.
And that's how they got orange.
But I don't know. The whole Big Show crying and stuff after,
Yeah.
It was a bit much. I don't know.
Okay. I don't think that there was a whole lot of other stuff that happened on SmackDown that was really noteworthy.
I don't think so.
It seemed kind of like a bleh SmackDown.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, let's move on.
Okay.
I want to talk about one little thing on main event, because even main event seemed a little bleh. But one thing, there was a WTF moment on main event where Oksana and Tamina were backstage and they were trying to, get fresh with the Funkasaurus.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the opening promo when Sheamus was doing his impersonations.
Well, you know what? I forgot all about that. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, that's it. He did all a bunch of impersonations.
Okay, WTF. WTF moment. All right.
He did pretty good, though, on some of them.
Yeah, whatever. Lousy gingers. Anyway, Cameron and Naomi came out, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe they're going to have a Divas tag match. That's cool. And that's not what's WTF about it. The one thing that was WTF about it is that Oksana called one of them, I'm not sure if it was Cameron or Naomi, but called one of them Kofi.
It was Naomi.
It was Naomi?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she called Naomi Kofi. Like that was an insult.
Right.
Why was that supposed to be an insult? Like, what? WTF?
Yeah. And then to top it off, they have a match, and she actually does a lot of moves that you could see Kofi doing.
Yeah, like she's very athletic.
Yeah.
Like, to be compared to Kofi would probably be a compliment. Like, why was that? Like, was that supposed to be some sort of half-assed, failed racist joke there, too? Like, you're black, so you're Kofi? Like, she's
going to be the fourth racist...
Yeah, there you go.
It's a stable.
A stable of just racist folk. Yeah, that's what the WWE's coming to. So, I don't know. That was just really
They're just missing the muscle.
Yeah.
Cesaro could be the muscle.
Yeah, Cesaro's, one of the strongest guys out there.
Yeah, you got the wrestler, the swagger, you got the muscle, the Cesaro, you got the diva, the Exada, and then you got the manager, Little Dutch, or Zeb, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
There you go, they're just stable.
Wait, I thought he was Zedekiah. Was he the guy that was the manager of Jacob and Eli Blue? Uncle Zedekiah? Or Zedekiah? Was that who that guy was?
I think he did that too.
Okay, now I know who he is. That's where I would know him from, being the manager of Jacob and Eli Blue, the Blues Brothers, right? And it was just BLU. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I know that guy from, but I didn't recognize him as being that guy, and everyone just kept saying...
The Harris Boys. That's what it is.
Yeah. And everybody just kept saying Dutch, man. Like, who the hell is this Dutch? Anyway, okay, enough about that. So, yeah. Oksana calling Naomi Kofi, and it's supposed to be an insult, WTF. Alright. We cut all that a little bit short because... we want to get to the pay-per-view.
There's a pay-per-view?
Yes, there's a pay-per-view. Elimination Chamber. Let's go here through the matches and talk a little bit about them, okay?
Alrighty.
Let's see here. On the pre-show, we're going to have Rhodes Scholars versus Clay and Tensai. I thought the Rhodes Scholars broke up.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
On SmackDown.
But they're not broken up now.
No.
They're back together.
Yes.
Okay. That was quick.
I mean, I'm cool for them to come back in the match, but I don't know. It seems kind of... we're broken up. No, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, they could have put anybody else there, like the Primetime Players or the Puerto Ricans or something in there.
I was going to say the go-to teams, either Puerto Ricans or the Usos.
Yeah, well, they could put one of them two in there.
Would it be the Puerto Ricans because they're heels?
Yeah.
For now, this week.
Yeah, this week, yeah. Did you see that the Clay and Tensai were trying to come up with a name that they want the fans to name their team or whatever on Twitter? Yeah, that's I think one was the Funkazillas.
Oh God, no!
I like the Hungry Hippos. Like,
is that one of the names?
I don't think so,
okay.
But that's my choice. The Hungry Hippos.
Let's go with that one. I like that.
I like that. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of lawsuit involved there if they actually named them that, though.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure there's a trademark in there somewhere. Okay, I'm definitely going with the Hungry Hippos to win that match.
Well, yeah. They're a new hot and coming team in here, so it's.
Am I the only one that's popping for these guys? Like everybody else on Twitter, when that was going down on Raw, when they're oh man, I can't believe this. Oh, Albert, blah 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 sucks, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like I was the only one that was like cheering for these guys. Like, I think it's funny, and it was. I think it's great.
To answer your question, yes, you're the one popping for these guys.
Really?
Well, the reason I say that is I think it's more kiddie friendly.
Really?
I think so.
I mean, just because it's funny doesn't mean it's kiddie.
Well, let's see what happens with the team. I don't know. It could go in either way, really.
Okay.
Brodus Clay was bringing in kids and dancing around.
He hasn't done that, though. Not recently.
He hasn't done, so they could be dropping that part of it. But where are they going to go?
I don't know. It's just going to be a dominant tag team, win the tag titles.
Dominant against two.
Well... that's true. I mean, Hell No does look like that they're fixing to fall apart. And then, there's no other tag teams out there. Primetime Players, Usos, and the Puerto Ricans. Yeah, their tag division's kind of shot right now.
Right, yeah.
Which is sad, because it's just as recent as, like, a month or two ago, it was like, oh man, the tag team division's really starting to get on the rise. And, nope, not anymore.
I'd like to see them go up against Primetime Players, if they're not going to break up.
Yeah, because they're rumored to break up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because I think Titus O'Neil, he's big enough. He could probably go with him.
Yeah.
And Darren Young, I'm sure he's got more of the moves that can kind of counteract some of their moves.
Yeah.
But, the Puerto Ricans, I'm sorry, a couple of cruiserweights, they're getting squashed by him, literally.
Yeah.
Usos.
The Puerto Ricans need to have an actual team name.
But where'd be the fun in calling them something else when we call them the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah. Now we're racists. We're going to be fans of that racist stable.
No, I won't.
All right. Let's move on. We are going to have Cesaro versus Miz for the U.S. title.
Okay, that makes sense. They've been feuding for...
Right.
Verbally, and physical,
Now, that's provided that Miz doesn't have a concussion after Raw. Holy crap.
You've heard the phrase, tossed around like the rag doll. But
that is so apropos to what happened on Raw. The big swing, which is something that we've seen Cesaro do in
well, we've seen other people
ROH.
do it too. In TNA, ROH. But they just do the swing and drop them,
Yeah. And Cesaro would just go around. It's like, oh, you got him dizzy and you flung him, a couple of feet. But no, this was running you into the barricade repeatedly. It was like a half swing. One on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. It must have happened a good, 6-7 times that he smashed him into the barricade? That was ridiculous. That was brutal. That was almost hard to watch.
It was awesome.
Yes, it was awesome. It was very European.
Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. But I really enjoyed that. And if we could expect to see more of that type of stuff from that match and that feud, I am down with it.
Well, Cesaro doesn't have to be with Miz.
Cesaro could do that to any smaller guy.
Oh, one thing we didn't mention from SmackDown, Cesaro versus Sin Cara.
Yeah.
There was one move that Sin Cara did really good. And
Sin Cara did a good move?
And he didn't botch it.
Yeah.
It was a, lucha style move. And if he does more stuff like that, maybe we'd start calling him Simbacha.
Simbacha? Oh, jeez. Okay, whatever. Get the hell out of here with that. Who's your pick for that? Miz or Cesaro?
Cesaro.
Cesaro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I'm not going to choose Miz or anything.
You know what? I think Cesaro's going to keep it because I'm not sure if they're going to put that title on Miz. I think they're going to maybe drag that out to WrestleMania. And God, I hope they don't drag it out to SummerSlam. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and move on to another match that was, snuck in there. Caitlyn versus Tamina for the Divas title. Who cares?
Yeah, what the heck?
I don't know. Why is Tamina getting a title shot? There's no feud at all. There hasn't been any interaction between the two.
Oh, no. I actually found out there was a backstage promo that was on the YouTube channel or whatever.
Was on Raw Active or something?
Something like that, yeah.
On the app?
It was, Caitlyn went into Vicky's office, was bitching to her about why she hasn't been on Raw for the past couple weeks. Vicky says there's a reason for that. And then before they finish, Tamina comes in and says something to her, whatever, and then she starts beating up Caitlyn. Throws her through some tables and whatnot.
Okay, but it wasn't on actual WWE.
It wasn't on TV, no.
Okay, well, whatever. I don't care.
I guess if I figured out how to download the damn app, I would have seen that.
Yes, but you're a moron.
Yeah,
you don't know how to download the app.
I need Vince to tell me how to do that.
But anyway, I don't care. Caitlyn's going to retain. They're not going to take the title off of her that quick. At least I don't think. Tamina, right. I don't know if she's ready for having the title like that. Whatever. I'm going to go Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next match. Let's go with the Shield versus the Anti-Shield.
The Mega Powers?
The Mega Powers? That's a good one. I like that.
Well, it worked for Hogan and Savage.
Yeah, it did. I can't see the Shield winning this match.
Really?
I don't see it. You have Ryback and Cena in a match? I mean, dude.
And Sheamus.
Well, yeah, Sheamus. But Sheamus has been known to lose a little bit here and there. I mean, yeah, he's been on a really long streak that he hasn't lost stuff, but compared to
regardless, it's a three.
Super Cena. Yeah. I mean, Super Cena doesn't lose anything, and Ryback, he doesn't lose anything. You know, the Shield's gonna lose, man.
But if Shield loses, you think it's gonna hurt him?
I don't know. It's only their second match, right? So that makes me want to say yes. But the fact that it's Sheamus, Cena, and Ryback, it makes me want to say no. I mean, come on, it's
who's expected to beat them?
Yeah, of course. So, do
you think there'll be some kind of shenanigans, run-ins, or anything? Maybe an add-on to Shield.
Well, I was gonna say maybe Lesnar.
I don't see him getting involved in Shield's work.
No. Okay.
Especially since they haven't gone anywhere with that whole storyline we wanted to do.
Yeah, what the hell? Where there was no progression with that at all. Like this past week, like is Lesnar still doing stuff with Heyman? Is Lesnar just one of Vicky's things? Vicky signed him to a contract, but he's not on TV.
Yeah.
What the hell? What's going on? Like, and that's not what the hell? What's going on? I'm interested. I don't know what's going on. That's cool. It's like, you guys are dropping the ball on this storyline that could be freaking awesome,
right?
And you're doing nothing with it. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
I can understand dragging it out a little bit just to let it last a little bit longer, but they're not doing anything with it that's making me say, okay, I want to see where this is going.
Yeah. They took the pie out of the oven, set it on the windowsill, and it's cooled off thoroughly.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going to put it. Okay, let's move on to the Elimination Chamber match.
Okay, alright.
Because after all...
It's called the Elimination Chamber.
The Elimination Chamber, right. Let's see, we're going to have Orton versus Swagger versus Y2J versus Mark Henry versus Kane versus D-Bry all in a chamber match. I think that has the makings of being a pretty good chamber. Hey, yeah. Khalid's not in it, so that's
all you wanted.
That's a plus, yeah. So I don't really think I see any really weak links there as far as like wrestling ability goes, except for maybe Swagger, because maybe he's rusty.
No, I've actually been impressed with Swagger's.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, jerk. Okay, I've been impressed with his in-ring work since he's been back. I like the more aggressive style that he has, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay,
but the winner of this match gets the title shot at Mania.
The World Heavyweight title, yeah.
Right. So that being said, who do you think's coming out of this? Going to Mania with a title shot.
Well, if we want to talk about that, we probably need to allude to a little bit about Big Show versus Del Rio. I think Del Rio's going to come out with the title. And if Del Rio's coming out with the title, what we really need to ask about this chamber match is who's going to face Del Rio. And we talked about this a little bit about the Raw, when we were talking about Raw. Swagger, they got that built-in, he's got that valet guy, Dutch Oven, whatever his name is, and he doesn't like Mexicans. So, you don't like Mexicans? Well, here's a Mexican for you to feud with at
You think so? You think that's just a warm-up for fighting Del Rio?
That could be. I mean...
It's kind of convenient that they brought in the old guy for his manager.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's my pick, if that's my prediction, but...
if it wasn't WrestleMania, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Even so, God, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe taking away everything we know about Orton and his past and what's going on with him backstage.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I could see, or maybe Mark Henry, as a main event in WrestleMania.
Not Y2J?
Okay, Y2J, yes. I forgot. I blanked out for a second.
You just named like half of the competitors in that match.
Okay, all right. I take that. Orton or Y2J?
Orton or Y2J?
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to argue with that because you know what? You're right. It is Mania, and let's look at this. Who are the Mania caliber stars in that match? Exactly. Orton, Y2J. D-Bry, I mean, he's never gotten his actual legitimate shot at being,
But he went into Mania last year as champion.
Yeah, but I mean, 8 seconds, it was bullshit.
Yeah. At that time, I think
he's due up.
Yeah, last year Mania, I think the title was just a prop.
Yeah,
I don't think it really meant much at the Mania itself, but I don't know if he can go. I don't see him going into as a challenger for the World Heavyweight title.
You know, I think with Kane and D-Bry, I think this match is going to be the real, in earnest beginning of the end to set up Kane versus D-Bry at Mania.
I think the first two competitors are going to be Kane and D-Bry.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think it is. I can see that happening.
So, I don't think either one of them are going to win. So, Henry, I just can't see Henry right now. I mean, everybody loves Henry. I love Henry. I just can't see him being billed as one of the top guys to fight for a WrestleMania main event World Heavyweight title shot. Right. Yeah. You know, so you're right. So
it could be wrong, but you know, it's just
yeah. It comes down to Y2J, Orton, and then my harebrained theory on Swagger.
Your wild card.
My wild card. So you know what? Just to play the odds, I'm gonna go with Swagger.
Really? Wow.
I'm gonna do it. What the hell? Why not? I'm gonna go with Swagger.
All right.
And did you settle on Y2J? Or Orton?
It's a toss-up between Orton and Y2J. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to say Y2J.
Okay.
I was thinking Orton at first just because, like, you know, I said before, not taking consideration everything we know, but knowing that, he could be a good, jobber for the actual champion at Mania.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to talk about that without pinning down who we're going to think is going to win Big Show versus ADR.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? Big Show versus ADR.
I want Big Show to win.
You want Big Show to win?
Yeah.
You want Big Show to go into WrestleMania with the title?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
so you're picking Big Show versus Y2J at WrestleMania?
JR Show. Okay. They have history.
All right.
Just let me have it, man.
All right. I think it's going to be Swagger versus Del Rio. Now, one thing that we're forgetting about, though, it looks like Dolph Ziggler has the night off.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And he does have the Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been really a stipulation put into the Del Rio versus Show match, but the way that they've been building that match is they've been building it that it's going to have a lot of emotions going into it. It's really a personal grudge match, so they could wind up really tearing each other apart, which will make for easy pickings for Ziggler. You think maybe Ziggler's going to come out with the title?
Ziggler's been very quiet these last few weeks.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing that on purpose.
What do you mean?
Like,
what is that purpose?
Well, let's get him out of the spotlight, let people not get too much of him, so, you know, it's not so obvious when he goes catches it. I don't know. But he did mention, I think it was on Raw, I think he was in a backstage segment, right, on Raw?
Yeah, I think so.
It was very quick. I mean, but he mentioned the briefcase, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do you think he's going to cash in here? At Chamber?
I kind of want to see him wait till Mania, just because we haven't had that yet.
I do too.
We haven't seen someone actually wait until Mania. You would think that's when they would do it, you know?
Yeah. I would like to see him wait till Mania, but I said this a couple weeks ago, I think he's going to wait till past Mania to cash in.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still sticking with that.
Okay.
So, there we go. Alright, so your pick is officially...
Big Show.
Big Show? Okay, my pick is officially Del Rio. Because I don't think he's had it long enough to have the title taken away from him. I mean, it's only lasted one feud.
Yeah, I'm saying I was wanting Big Show to win, but I can definitely see Del Rio still winning, for sure. Because he hasn't had the title for that long. But, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's move on. The big one, Punk versus Rock. Rock.
Yeah?
Rock's gonna win.
Punk.
You think Punk will win? Yeah, Sexy Ghost is saying Punk will win.
Okay.
Alright, what do you think, Trav?
Man, I so want Punk to win, but I think it's gonna be Rock.
Yeah,
I think it's still gonna be Rock going into Mania as the champion.
Yeah, why take the title off of the Rock like this close to Mania?
No, it's not.
The whole plan for him was, he'll have the title, he'll fight Cena, and he'll go out to all his movie premieres with the title, and to let him have a 1 month title reign where nothing has happened between Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, it's pointless. So of course Rock's going to keep the title.
I wonder if they're going to actually have Rock wrestle on Raw.
I don't know.
On any of these appearances that he's doing. Or they're letting people actually wait to the pay-per-view.
They're probably going to make people pay to watch The Rock wrestle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is our Elimination...
Real quick, we're getting to Elimination Chamber right before Mania.
Yeah.
Do you see any appearances by Undertaker coming up? Do you think it's getting kind of close now?
It's getting kind of close. If it doesn't happen at Chamber, I don't know if it will happen. You know what? I take that back. If it doesn't happen at Chamber or at the Raw after Chamber, it won't happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it doesn't happen at Raw, I don't think it'll happen in the Chamber pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But I think if he does come back, I don't think it'll be on the Raw.
Okay.
He should not come back. He needs to retire.
I agree with you.
I love him to death, but he's had a good run. He just needs to...
You love him to death, and he's really close.
Boo this man.
He is. I mean, he's really living up to his nickname here.
Oh,
like, he's...
I think they should... Yeah, I think...
He's looking rough.
Yeah, I don't think there should be another match. Just because the last Mania, that was a good send-off for him.
Yeah, end of an era.
Yeah.
20-0. That's a nice round number.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it the way it is. And even though, you know, I'm still hearing rumors that it's going to be Undertaker versus Punk at Mania.
I do not want to see that.
I don't see that, no.
I do not want to see that at all. Because, well, first off, I don't want to see Taker wrestle anymore, period. But I really don't want to see Punk versus Taker because it doesn't do anything for either one of them.
No.
Why make it 21 and why have Punk beat Taker? Like, it doesn't... It doesn't do anything for either one of their careers. I mean, Punk just had this awesome title reign. He's made history. He's solidified. He's, you know, one of the top guys of this era. He doesn't need to beat Taker.
Where do you see Punk going to getting to Mania? Where do you think he's going to be at?
That's a better question. I honestly don't know what they're going to do with Punk. I mean, that's something that they could do. And maybe that's why a lot of people are predicting, Taker versus Punk. I don't know. I don't want to see it. I mean, maybe there's a small piece of me way deep down inside that wants to see Punk, Rock, and Cena like a 3-way or something. But I really don't think
that's where. That's my estimate is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
is it's going to be 3-way at Mania.
Well, I mean, it's kind of too hard to predict all of this right now because we have this pay-per-view coming up this weekend, so it'll be. The crystal ball will be a little bit more clear after this weekend, you know?
Right. So,
maybe we could get more into that next week. Right now, it's still the waters are still a little too murky. At least I think.
Okay.
Alright. Let's be done with our WWE talk for the night. Okay, let's talk about Impact a little bit. I don't really care too much about this, but, you know, we have it written down here about the British boot camp. Rockstar Spud?
Yeah, Rockstar Spud.
What kind of name is Rockstar Spud?
Is it a British thing?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, we had Rockstar Robbie on last week on the show, but...
you know, when he
doesn't have anything to do with potatoes.
When I saw him come out, I thought he looked like the from the 80s, George Michael.
Okay.
Leather jacket, the sunglasses, the hair, stuff. It's like, George, is that his gimmick? George Michael?
I guess so. I mean, he's got his little Rockstar gimmick. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, British, whatever.
So, is this guy going to be on the roster full time now?
Apparently.
Is that what he won?
Yeah, I guess. I was kind of wanting to see more of the Boston Twins myself, but...
Yeah, alright.
But, we don't get that, so...
Alright, so...
Oh, one thing real quick, about where all these shows are doing in the UK.
Yeah.
It's probably just me, but it's really bugging me that they have the hard camera the same side as the entrance.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed that, but like the camera's behind them as they're walking down, and like whenever the wrestlers are staring at the camera, it's like they're staring at the entrance. It's throwing me off. I don't know why.
Just because you're not used to it, bro.
Yeah. Still,
it didn't bother me that much. In fact, I didn't even really notice it.
Yeah, well, you don't pay attention to a lot of things, but...
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
I am pretty oblivious.
Like I said, it is probably just me. It's just something I noticed is bugging me. But anyway.
Okay. Now, there was a match that was on Impact that was rather good, and I think it's a match of the week candidate worthy. RVD versus Zema Ion versus Kenny King.
Yeah.
I thought that was a damn good match.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good X Division match.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the X Division. Our listeners know that. If you're a long-time listener, you know how much I always talk about how I wish the X Division was as prominently displayed as it had been in the past. So I think this was a really good showcase
tell us again.
of X Division talent. No, I won't tell you. I'm just a mark for the X Division there. That suffice it to say.
But it doesn't bother you that it's not prominent anymore?
Shut up, Travis. You're poking the bear over here. No, that's one match of the week candidate. Let's move on to another match of the week candidate from Impact. The tag team match.
Right.
With Austin Aries and Bobby Roode versus the new LAX.
Racist.
Yeah, I know. I really miss old LAX. I really do. Homicide and Hernandez and Conan is their mouthpiece. Those three. That was a really great tag team. Yeah, Chavo and Hernandez. They dropped the titles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got new tag team champs with Roode and Aries.
What do you think of this tag team?
I like them. I feel like maybe they're trying to one-up what's going on with Team Hell No.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. I mean, it could be just coincidence, but...
but at the same time, 2 months ago when WWE was doing the AJ Cena thing, everybody was saying it was, you know, so it works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways, man. And I'm hesitant to say that they're doing better than Team Hell No, but they're doing an awful good job at being like this odd couple, like, we don't really like each other, but we're going to be a tag team and, you know, outdoing each other and still getting along type thing. I mean, sure, they don't have, you know, Dr. Shelby and all this other, you know, stuff, and they haven't had
it's not going to get as corny as Hell No.
But. Yeah, but they're still doing damn good. And, like, in that match, like, I think the in-ring told that story, like, really well. You know, with Aries and Roode trying to one-up each other, and then Aries wanting to get a tag, and then Roode didn't, or maybe I have that backwards or something, and then, like, they went for a tag when it was, like, an inopportune time, like, yeah, get your ass in there, you know, like, that type of thing. So, I'm really digging it, man. And I'm glad that they're a tag team champs, but I do think that it was a little weird, the timing of them changing hands on the belt, but I mean, when you only have 4 pay-per-views a year, I guess that's what's going to happen. But I don't know. I mean, congratulations to Aries and Roode, and I hope that we're going to see more of this crazy storyline here. And I hope that they do good because I'm digging it.
All right. Well, more power to you.
Are you not digging it?
It's Aries, you know, so I like that part. But
okay.
I'm not a big fan of Roode.
Really?
Yeah, I try to, you know. I don't know. Something about him I can't get behind. So.
Really? Alright. Let's move on here. So, that day when Impact was airing on that Thursday, we saw that WWE put Jeff Hardy on their alumni section.
Yes, they did.
And it was also rumored that that was the last day of his contract for TNA. So some certain signs were pointing towards the fact that maybe Hardy will show back up in WWE. But then, you know...
TNA.
Yeah, TNA, a few hours, or maybe not even a few hours, maybe just like a half hour or whatever later, after TNA aired, and they were showing Bellator, Dixie got up on there, and I guess it was like during a commercial break or something. I don't know. I didn't actually watch it.
Why was it on Bellator?
I don't know.
That might have been a Spike TV thing.
Yeah, that's probably a Spike TV thing. But she gets on there and she says, "Hey, guess what? Jeff Hardy signed a long-term contract, so there you go."
And little boys and girls scream.
Yay! And you know what? I actually was happy about that because that means
he won't be on WWE.
He won't be on WWE. So I was like, "Oh, great! Yeah, he's on TNA." So that's an interesting little tidbit there. It was kind of a swerve. But not like a planned swerve. Like we were thinking, you know, oh shit, you know, he's going.
I don't know what WWE's plan was. That was just to entice him, or is that just saying he's part of the alumni, so it means he's in the past, he's not coming back because he's He's in the section.
Is he still there in the section? Yeah. Okay, so he's still there. Yeah. Okay.
No, it wasn't just like a temporary thing to see if he was going to come back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he signed a contract? Take that fool off of our website. That would have been awesome. Alright, I don't know if I have any more thoughts on that other than, like the little mini emotional roller coaster that happened. So, let's move on. Let's see, Impact Zone, last show, going on the road.
They finally listened to everybody and they said, okay, we've had enough of this place. And
I'm looking forward to them going on the road. We talked about that a little bit last week. We were trying to figure out where they were going to go after they go to Chicago and if they were going to have any dates down here. And what did you find out, Travis?
They're coming to Texas. They're going to be in Corpus Christi.
What?
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi?
Corpus Christi.
Not Houston? Not San Antonio? Not Dallas? Corpus Christi?
Yeah. It makes sense, don't it?
Okay. All right. Corpus Christi. Great. So
the landmark of Texas.
Yes, I mean
Corpus freaking Christi.
Is it spring break already? Like what the hell? Why are they going to Corpus Christi? You know what? That might actually be true.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a joke, but that might actually be true. Maybe that's why they're
because they're coming in April.
Yeah, well, that's spring break time almost.
March.
Yeah,
March.
Yeah,
March.
Well, it depends what school you go to, right?
I never seen them go back as late as April.
Well, okay, whatever. That's kind of disappointing because I kind of wanted to see him here, and I don't think I'm going to drive down to Corpus Christi.
Probably not, no.
I mean, that's like a good, 4-hour drive?
Yeah, it's quicker to go to San Antonio for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm not going to that. So.
Why'd you say it like that, man?
Well, that's not a knock on TNA. That's my lazy ass ain't going, type thing. That's not
this is you being lazy then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Being lazy, being broke, not being able to take the time off of work, not having that much vacation time, like, I ain't gonna do all that. So.
Oh, boo-hoo. You big baby.
If
you're a real fan...
Well, I guess I'm not a real fan.
I guess you're not.
Yeah. Listen to a not a real fan running a freaking wrestling podcast. What do I know? Yeah. Alright.
Apparently nothing. You didn't know that Andre the Giant was the freaking Hall of Fame inductee.
Yeah, and I didn't know who this Dutch Oven guy was, so I guess I'm not a real fan. I think we're done talking about big league stuff right now. What I want to do...
That's funny. You said Impact, big leagues.
Wait, you don't think Impact is a big league?
What else you got?
Alright, let's go ahead and get on to our special guest for this evening.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and cut to our interview with Scott Bruce, the guy who's in charge of the HWR. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say, alright?
Okay.
Alright everybody, we're here with our special guest for this evening. He is the pioneer of the brand new HWR indie promotion here in Houston, and his name is Scott Bruce. Welcome to the show, Scott. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for coming on our show.
No problem. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Good, man. I'm really looking forward to some of the stuff that you got going on here. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. We got the HWR, and that's coming up this weekend. Can you just give us like a basic little synopsis of what's going to happen this weekend? What's going down with HWR?
Well, pretty much to break it down for you, this is pretty much the launch of HWR. This is taking off. We're just gonna go out there, give a good show. We're gonna come in with a fast-paced, match-mount kind of style, but we're just hoping. Everyone's there. We're hoping that it does good. We're hoping that we can give the crowd a good show and everybody goes home happy. That's the main goal,
Cool, man. Now, where and when will this be, like, specifically?
The location is 8720 Airline Drive in Houston, Texas. It is at the Boy Vaca Flea Market in the Terraza Tropical Hall.
And what time is everything going to start, letting in? It's Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday, February 16th. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time is 6:30.
Cool, man. Cool. I've never been to that area. I've never been to that location. I thought maybe I did. I think I said something on the show last week about maybe I've been to that flea market before. But I don't think I've ever been there, man. So I really look forward to seeing what that'll be like. Having the show there. So I mean I'm really looking forward to that, man. That should be really interesting. Like, who all is going to be in this show? What can we expect to see?
Well, what you can expect, one thing for sure, is going to be the rematch 5 years in the making versus JT LaMotta and David Starr for the War Heavyweight title. That's one show one match we're really looking forward to right there. That's something that needed to take place, and I'm glad that we got both these guys to come in and that they want to finish it up here at War. They want to do that final match here. I know they're going to tear the house down, so it's going to be something big. So people that remember that first match need to come out here and see this one. This one's going to deliver, if not as much, it's going to deliver more as the first one.
Hey Scott, you just mentioned War, and I saw that on the advertisements and everything. What's going on with is this another promotion or something with War or?
With War, what it is it's the big promotion that we have. HWA is under War. War has its own title. There's gonna be there's other feds that are under War, but HWA is the main fed that's under War. So that's why that night we decided, since we're launching HWA, we're gonna launch War as well. So that's what hit it up to what would be the best way to come in with a big bang, and that's what we're proving here with HWA. We're giving it a big bang. People that have seen the flyer and seen the Facebook, they've all commented on how big it's getting. So, hopefully it's going to be a big bang. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, and it does sound like, from what we can tell from the flyers, it looks like you're going to have a pretty good show with some of these guests that you got coming on here.
So, yeah, it's going to be a big show, and people who look at the Facebook, they know that we're going to have some really good matches coming out. We're going to be doing a little tournament that night, and we're going to see what happens. Before I get off with you guys, I got something actually pretty big to say about that night and what's going to happen that night. So hopefully, everyone listening is going to know that what I'm about to say before this interview is over with is going to be really big concerning the XWA.
Okay, cool. We'll save that for the end, the end of the interview here. But one other thing that I was trying to get at is that it showed that you had advertised for Robbie E and Miss Tessmacher to be on the show. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we have Brooke Tessmacher there. We have Robbie E coming in. Robbie E will be going against Carson. That's the one thing I do know. I can tell you that right now. That will be the match for them. That's going to be Robbie E versus Carson. So that's going to be a good one.
What's Tessmacher gonna do? Is she gonna wrestle? Or is she just making an appearance? So what's going on with that?
She's gonna be managing Robbie E. Actually, she'll be his manager.
Okay, so but we will see her there at the show. All right.
You will see Brooke Tessmacher at the show.
Awesome. That's gonna be a big draw right there, both of them two. All right, cool, man. Well, it sounds like you're gonna have a pretty good card. A lot of things already laid out, and some good stuff for us fans to go and check it out. And sounds like you're gonna have an awesome first show. Let me ask you this though. Here in the Houston area, we have a whole lot of other wrestling promotions. I mean, we got my personal favorite, Booker T's ROW, out here in the Clear Lake area. We got NWA Houston up in Cypress. We got the CWF over down League City. What's gonna set your show, the XWA, what's gonna set that apart from all the other shows in the Houston area? Because there's an awful lot of competition. What's going to make the XWA different?
Well, what's going to make it different is going to be the action. We're going to be delivering a lot more than what people are really thinking. We're going to really have it to where it's set up, to where you don't know what to expect. Sometimes you know what you can expect, but at the XWA, you don't know what to expect. We're going to be full of surprises, full of just how we want to do it, We can't be like other feds. We have to stand out, and we know that. And I know that some feds, they don't have certain kind of matches. And we're going to try to get those kind of matches that people want to see, And that's one thing that I've always said. If we get this, if this goes how we're hoping and we know it's going to go, we're going to debut a lot of new matches that people really want to see, you know? I mean, you don't really see many ladder matches. You don't see a lot of cage matches, per se. So that's one thing that I know I want to bring in, you know? And we're going to actually have a Lucha Extrema, which is a little bit more extreme than hardcore. We're going to have some guys that are coming in that are going to work with doing that, you know? So, I mean, there is going to be the extreme part of it, but the extreme as we're doing it is going to be just the action. You're going to see guys that are going to be pure wrestlers, they're going to be high flyers, and you're going to see that style mixed with different opponents mixing in, and it's going to wind up setting the pace, so it's going to be a high pace. If you want to be with XWA, you got to be out there and got to move.
Awesome. Sounds good. You mentioned something there about a lucha style match. I remember seeing that on the Facebook that it was going to be like a traditional lucha tag team match with like 2 out of 3 falls. Is that what you were alluding to right there, man?
Yeah, there will be traditional lucha matches in this as well. You know, because people always say, you know, the styles are so different. But if you look at it, the lucha and Japanese style, that's what adapted to become the cruiserweight style. And a lot of the cruiserweights that you see now, they don't do what guys in Mexico do, certain high-flying moves. But, you know, everybody has their opinion on how they want to see it. But, you know, as me, I grew up around lucha, so I'm always going to have that special place in my heart for it. That's why I want to intermix it with the XWA and make it a part of XWA.
Awesome. That sounds cool, man. I really do, honestly look forward to some of the lucha stuff because, you know, you're right. That is something that, like, some of these other indie promotions around the area, they don't always do that. And, I like to see, you know, that type of thing. Like, it'd be something different, especially here in Houston. There's such a, you know, big Hispanic community. I mean, hell, I'm one of them. So that seems like it'd be something really cool, something different, you know, out of the ordinary there to see. And I really look forward to that.
Yeah, well, you talk about the Hispanic community. I mean, I'm one of them too, you know. And I mean, the one thing that I knew right away when I had a promotion set up, I said to myself, what's one thing I really want to see? And I was like, you know, I want to see who the best lucha guys in Houston are. So, you know, that took a while. That took looking and going to different shows and scoping out. And, you know, we found some of the best guys that are involved in lucha that know how to fly, that know how to go out there and work smooth. So that's why the show's going to have a little bit of lucha flavor into it, you know?
Awesome.
That's cool, man. And just a minute ago, you mentioned that you know, lucha's in your blood and everything, and we just want to know what's your past experience with in wrestling, and is this your first time doing your own thing?
This is my first time promoting it. I was being taught by Hivo 6, the lucha style, and then Aiden Cristiano took me aside and he started showing me the American style. And so I pretty much had both styles brought in, you know. So I know out there, I know I'm not the greatest because, you know, I left from being a worker to go into promoting because I was like, man, this hurts. I'm going to go promote. I wasn't ready for the stress of promoting, though. I mean, I think I've lost more hair in about 2 weeks than any normal man should. You know, I went from a nice full head of hair to going bald.
Yeah, man, that'll do it to you. I wonder if that's what happened to Heyman. You think that's why he went bald?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bob Lee. I mean, he took a couple big bumps. Maybe, you know, he just couldn't take a lot of the bumps, and then you try to promote a lot of stuff, and next thing you know, Heyman went from having long hair to having a little ponytail sticks out the back.
All right, man, that's cool. Oh, all right. Let me move on to a little something different here. It sounds like you have a really good show planned out right now for the debut. But what can we expect in the future with XWA? Are we going to have more shows? Is it going to be on a monthly basis? What's your plan right now?
The plan right now is that we are going to have more shows. We do have a date set. I'll be releasing the date at the show. You know, I'm not going to give it out here, guys. I'd love to, but I got to let the people listen. If they want to know the date, if you want to know it early, you got to be at the show Saturday night, and you'll get the date for the next show.
All right, man. I can dig it. Now, I'm not going to try to force you to do it on our show. I totally understand that, man. Well, what about, I mean, we're getting, Tessmacher and Robbie E to show up here, for this first show. Can we expect to see more guests show up in the future? Or is this going to be just like a thing for the special debut? Or what's it going to be like with that?
Well, with Robbie, it's not going to be just a special debut. Robbie will be a constant guest, a constant member of the HWA roster.
Awesome.
Okay. So you guys will see Robbie E a lot there. Brooke, I don't know, hopefully she'll want to come be a part of it, I mean, hey, a lot of promotions don't have female wrestlers no more. We're bringing that back, we're going to bring in the Vixens, and as you see on Facebook, we've already named 2 of them.
Alright, yeah, I think I saw, Reina was one of them, right?
Reina's one of them, and we also have Divinity, who is our interviewer for backstage. She is the backstage interviewer for HWA, and she's also on the Facebook. You can check her out too.
Awesome, cool. I don't really have any other questions or anything that I had planned. Is there anything else that you want to go ahead and just add on here to the end?
Yeah, man. I'd like to throw out there about Robbie E having his seminar out there, and Brooke will be there as well. They're both going to be having this seminar over there at the location at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So all the indie wrestlers out there, you want to come with Robbie E and do a seminar with him, students, referees, valets, managers. He's willing to take anybody that wants to come in here and do the seminar and wants to sit there and learn from him. He's on Impact. We see him every week, and I think it's a good way for a lot of the guys that are here to come out here and check it out,
Cool. So that's going to be there at the flea market on the same day, but just earlier in the day at 1 o'clock, you said, right?
Yeah, 1 to 3 o'clock.
Awesome. That sounds good, man. Anything else, or you want to go ahead and just get to your little announcement?
Yeah, man. Let me throw out the okay. Facebook. It's facebook.com/XWA Entertainment. We have our Twitter account, which is twitter.com/XWA Texas, and our website, which is xwawrestling.tk.
TK?
Yeah, TK.
All right, man. There we go. I don't have anything else. You got anything else, Trav?
No, not as I can think of.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to this announcement regarding your title, man. What you got going on with your title?
Okay, the announcement I want to make is that night we're having 2 qualifying matches. 2 qualifying matches are going to be this: Thunderjet, a second-generation star from Mexico, will go one-on-one with Dave Duperon. The second qualifying match will be Abe Cristiano versus the Cancun Kid. Now, I should wait to do what I want to do for another event. And I know I should, but I'm not going to wait. The announcement is this: February 16th, there will be an HWA champion crowd at Armed and Dangerous.
All right, man, that's cool. So this first show, we'll already know who our XWA champ is.
You guys will know who the champion is that night. 4 major guys, 4 awesome workers that are going to these matches. And that night, I will be crowning one of those 4 men as the XWA champion.
Awesome, man. I look forward to that. That sounds really good. That sounds like an awesome card you got putting together. And knowing that we'll have a champ by the end of the night, that just sounds great, man. I can't wait. I'm going to be there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Travis will be there too. We're going to show up and, go ahead and check you guys out, man. And I hope a lot of our other listeners will go ahead and give you guys a shot and join us out there. See the Houston Wrestling Radio crew and see, the XWA in all its debuting glory. That seems awesome. Scott, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. And I look forward to seeing you this weekend, bro.
All right, guys. See you out there Saturday.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
All right. There we go. Knocked down another interview here for Houston Wrestling Radio. So, huzzah.
Huzzah indeed, my friends. Yes.
All right. Really looking forward to checking out the XWA, seeing what they all have to offer.
I think it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
He did point out, a lot of, that's one thing we don't see a lot of local shows, a lot of lucha style wrestling. So I'm kind of looking forward to that,
Yeah. All right, well, let's move away from looking at an indie show that will happen this upcoming weekend to looking back at an indie show that we went to this past weekend. Okay. We had ROW, and, we all, you were there, I was there, we were all there. And it was another good show, man. I really enjoyed the new guy. There's a new dude that showed up. Mm-hmm. He was from Australia, and I honestly didn't really catch what his name was, but we all started calling him Aussie Cena. And that was, strangely enough, that was a compliment. I guess maybe because, Australia is the land down under, so everything's opposite down there. So if you're Cena, that's a good thing, right? Yes,
everything's opposite in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, up is down, left is right.
So
the water in the toilet goes the other way.
Right. Okay. So explain to the listeners why was everybody calling him Aussie Cena?
Well, this guy, he had on the little Cena wristbands, the little sweatbands around his wrists, and then one around his bicep, and only his I think it was his left.
Right.
It wasn't his right. Yeah, it was just his left bicep, and quite in the same way John Cena would. And he was, a pretty built-up dude. He was, a strong guy, and he was in there pulling off strong guy moves. But he was cool. Like, he was a face, and he was
the opposite of Cena.
Yeah, he was the opposite of Cena, and he had more than just 5 moves. So that was great. So, I really like this guy, and he was cool and nice to see, another fresh face.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see him again. I don't know if we will. But
the thing about ROW, you never know what you're going to see, who's going to be there.
Yeah, So there's always a lot of surprises. We did see Rockstar. It was good seeing him after the interview. That was good. And he won his match, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, it was a long weekend. Yeah, so that was pretty cool seeing him, and seeing all the whole crew. And all of that will be online here pretty soon in the next, couple of weeks. Yeah. And then we'll have our next show after that. So, awesome weekend, going out there and seeing their show. And, if you guys didn't go out, man, you really need to see if you can make it to the next show. The next show is going to be on March the 9th. Same place, Clear Lake Rec Center. So come on down to that. On March the 9th, they're going to have a new T-shirts there at the merch stand. So make sure you bring your hard-earned dollars so that you can have some of the new ROW threads. Speaking of hard-earned dollars and the merch stand at ROW, we did say a couple of weeks ago we had the exclusive information that they were going to have a DVD that was going to be sold there at this past show. Well, that didn't happen. There was some unforeseen circumstances, and as of right now, the DVD thing is on hiatus. But, check back on their Facebook account or whatever, and we'll get some more info as to when that'll, finally come around. It's not something that's going away. It's just had a little hiccup in the road, so keep your eye out for that. All right. One thing that happened today, and I kind of alluded to this, a little bit earlier about, TNA being the first on board, with the Olympic thing and all that. It seems as though TNA may be the first on board of the big 3 to have subtitles on their wrestling DVDs. Today, we saw on Facebook, on Wrestling with Subtitles Facebook, Max said, posted an email that was given to him from TNA, from higher up, saying that
going forward,
they're going forward, they're going to have closed captioning on all their DVDs. Max, hey, you did it. Congratulations, man. That's freaking awesome. We said that we were going to have you on, this week for the interview, but, there's a change of plans. We wound up having Scott. Next week, we're going to have Tex Lone Star from Doomsday Wrestling. And the week after that, we'll have Max on. So, Max, I really look forward to talking to you. And I'm just so happy for you that TNA went ahead and did this and, told you about it and all that stuff. That's really awesome news, and can't wait to talk to you about that 2 weeks from now. Like I said, though, next week we will have Tex Lone Star from Doomsday Wrestling on the show. And from what I hear, he is a laugh riot of an interviewer. Or interviewee, rather. Sorry. Yes. I can't wait to hear this guy. I can't wait to, have him here and
it should be
on the show. It should be very interesting. As we know, and I've said before, Doomsday is having a show on March the 2nd, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm sure we'll get a little bit more info from Tex next week, about what's going on and what else going down with Doomsday. Of course, you can check out their Facebook page, Doomsday Wrestling. Just do a search there for that on Facebook, and check them out. And, we're really excited about all the stuff going on here at HWR. We've had 2 interviews now, and we have another 2 more scheduled for the next 2 weeks, and then who knows what's going to happen after that. So it's like, well, we're really getting a lot of interviews here going, so that's really cool. Also, our Twitter is starting to grow, and it's continuing to grow. We're almost at 180 followers. That's friggin' awesome. That's cool. If anybody's listening right now that has not checked us out on Twitter, find us on Twitter at HWrestling And also, we need to show our Facebook a little bit of love.
It's looking kind of sad.
That's fair. Our Facebook's looking a little sad. I mean, the Twitter's growing, but Facebook not so much, man.
If you're on our Twitter, just take a second to go to the Facebook page, click on the like button.
Yeah, one thing that we do on our Facebook that we don't do with the Twitter. And I'm the one who's normally, doing the stuff on the Twitter, but Travis is the one that kind of does a lot of things with the Facebook. And you've been posting some interesting things that are here and there. Tuesday you got your Tuesday Tron,
right? Every Tuesdays, I like to just post up a random Titantron video from the past, from the vaults of all the wrestling videos out there. On Thursdays, I like to do the old Throwback Thursday, a little clip of some random past vintage video clip.
So it's stuff that Michael Cole just talks about? Vintage?
No.
No? Okay. Actual vintage stuff.
Yes.
Are you gonna? You know what? This week you should probably post up something about that Dutch oven guy.
Just for you. Just for
you'll do it? Okay, yeah. Great. Most of the time it's a surprise. I never know what he puts on there. But there's other little things here and there that, you'll post. And, it's interesting. It's a lot different than the things that we do on our Twitter. So if you want to get the full Houston Wrestling Radio experience, you should check out our Twitter. Or, our Facebook. I screwed that up.
Well, they're used to that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, and guess what, guys? We also have an email address. If there's any other people out there that want to get in contact with us, if you're a wrestler in the area, a local indie guy, whatever, and you want to get a hold of us, maybe do an interview or something like that, send us an email. HoustonWrestlingRadio@gmail.com, man. We'll check you out. This whole thing with Scott Bruce, this week, I didn't really know anything about XWA until he just started messaging us and talking to us on our Facebook page, just out of the blue. It's like, hey man, I'm starting up this new fed. Oh, really? And then we just started chatting, and that's how we found out about that. So don't be afraid to get a hold of us if you have any type of wrestling info, stuff that's going on here in Houston.
We're here to help the Houston wrestling community. So
exactly, that's a great way to put it, man. So contact us. And let us know what you got going on, and we'll try to help you guys out as best as we can, because that's what we want to see.
That's what we do around here.
That's what we do around here.
That's how we roll.
All right. I think that's all for now, for tonight, and hope to see you guys next week. It's going to be an awesome show. I'm sure I'm going to bust a gut and pee all over to this floor laughing.
Wait a minute. We didn't say nothing about that.
No, I'm not going to pee on your carpet?
No, you're not going to pee on your carpet.
Well, we're going to try not to pee on your carpet.
You can only do it once. And then you won't be able to do it ever again.
All right. I guess that's it, guys. On that note.
What a perfect way to end the show.
Perfect way to end the show, yeah. On that note, adios, my friends. Y'all keep it classy.